Welcome to the Global Businesswomen's Pod, brought to you by the Greater Houston Women's Chamber of Commerce. I am Susan Dyson and proud to be the CEO, President, and founder of the Chamber. Please join us for this empowering podcast every Thursday at 6 p.m.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the head of Global Talent Acquisition for Chevron, Julie Flowers.
Good morning. How y'all ladies doing today? Hello, what? I didn't hear you. How you doing? There we go. First of all, I'm stoked to be here today. I have the honor today to talk to all these wonderful men and women in the audience, and I want to personally thank you first and give you kudos for taking time out of your day today to take care of you, to learn and grow throughout this day. So round of applause for yourself. I also want to thank you because I'm honored to be here today and actually stand in front of you and share some of my insights. But I have to say, I was nervous. I was apprehensive because I'm like, what the heck do I have to share with these ladies and men? They're all extremely intelligent. Are they going to get anything out of what I'm going to say today? Then I paused and thought to myself about what Glennon Doyle, who's the author of Untamed, said. Stop listening to the voices in your head telling you you're not good enough because you're a gosh darn cheetah. Thus, the cheetah shoes. So, I am channeling my inner cheetah to get through this today. I hope that you get something out of it. So, it's about climbing the ladder. I'm going to talk to you today about a couple of things. One, make sure this works. This lovely lady in a dress and high heels, for goodness sakes, is trying to climb that damn ladder and reach the top and break the ceiling. That's got to be hard and daunting, right? But we all have an opportunity to help ourselves first. A lot of women have paved the way for us, right? There's still work to be done, but it starts with us breaking the ceiling, climbing that ladder. Looking quite cute, if I do say so myself, in the purple, right? She's looking good. But we also, more importantly, need to help each other. How do we make sure that we lift each other up while we're doing our own climb? Very important. So before I get started, I'd like a little data. I need some crowd participation. Okay, I'm an interactive speaker here. I don't like to just look at a sea of people, although you all look very lovely today, by the way. This could be a fashion show, if I do say so myself. First of all, how many of you are in a corporate job? Just raise your hand. Okay, good amount of people. How about entrepreneur? Ooh, oh, I like that, woo. Shayla would like that. Woo, did you get the woo? Okay, and now work in the field or a frontline position. These are frontline field workers, nurses, firefighters. Not very many, interesting. Okay, and are unemployed, maybe unemployed right now. Own it, it's okay. All right, so we have a lot of diversity in the corporate space and maybe entrepreneur. The second piece of data I want to know from y'all today is how many of you are early in your career? Mid-career? And the latter part of your career. That would be me. I'm sunsetting. I'm good. Woo! Yeah, you see the ones that are latter? Like, yeah, I'm almost done, people. I see the horizon. I'm going to get there and retire with my bestie over here, Susan, right? We're going to hill country. Okay. Needed that data because I want you to look around. There is a magnitude of brain power, energy, and connections you can make here today if you take the time. The other thing I want to point out is how many of you have actually listened to Miley Cyrus back in the day? Okay, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed, it's okay. She has my all-time favorite song that she sings, The Climb. If you don't know it, you have an action item when you leave here today. Go listen to it. If you know it, you probably feel the same way I do about this quote from the song. There's always going to be another mountain. I'm always going to want to make it move. There's always going to be an uphill battle, and sometimes, what? I'm going to have to lose, right? It's not about how fast you get there. It's not even about what's waiting on the other side. It's about the climb, ladies. The way you learn, way you grow, what you're doing here today. Don't keep fighting for what's above and beyond. Fight for the now. Learn and grow. Remember, it's about the climb. A lot of women have paved the way for us, but there's still a lot of obstacle courses. The ladder still is a challenge, and we've got to frickin' bob and weave through it, right? With high heels on, nonetheless. That's tough to do. But there's a couple tips I want to share with you, and I hope you get something out of it. For first, let's start with ourselves. You got to put that oxygen mask on first, right? Let's start with what we can do. Know your worth. You have to be articulate about what you bring to the table. What are your skills? What are your behaviors? What's your superpower? And own it. But you have to be able to articulate what that is. Know your worth. Second one, define your version of success. Not mine, not Brooke's, yours. Everybody's destination, everybody's climb is different, and that's okay. But you need to know what you're going for, not just because Julie over here is doing that, I want that. Now, I do say sometimes when people ask me how I'm doing, I'm like, I'm living someone's dream. And they do just that, and then they scratch their head and they say, what'd she just say? The reason why I say that is twofold. One, someone is looking at me and saying, I want that. So I should be humbled by that. But also, I have a responsibility to help others as well. Be brave, right? Bravery. Vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. Now, my BFF, she doesn't know it yet, but she will, although I might get some stalking cases against me, Brene Brown. If anybody in here knows her, hook me up. She's amazing because vulnerability is what she speaks about. You have to have the courage to be heard and seen when you have no control over the situation. It is a strength, not a weakness. Remember that. So be brave is the third one. Fourth, connect with others. So being a connector. Huge connections in this room today. Now, I know some of you introverts are going, oh, heck no. There's too many people here. Stick with me, I'll walk you around. I'm an extreme extrovert off the charts, so I'm happy to help. But meet one or two people. Connect. That will grow. Connections need to be nurtured, though. You need to take the time to build meaningful relationships and connections. Connect with people. And the last one is be authentically inclusive. If you are being yourself and you are authentic, it's going to feel good not only to you, but people are going to feel that around you. So remember, it's not about the climb, and it's not about how fast you get there. It's literally about the journey and the climb. Worth, success, bravery, connections, and authentically inclusive. Now, we're going to switch gears a little bit. That's what you all need to do. You got your action items down? Now we're going to flip it. Because just because the ladder's left down, right, it's still an obstacle course. But if you are in a leadership position or in a position others are striving to achieve, you have a responsibility to help others. Brooke Baldwin, her book Huddle, I don't know if you've read it, it's phenomenal. Her concept is, huddle as women, we're stronger together if you create a huddle. Think about that for a minute. The cybersecurity speaker this morning, I'm not sure if you're still here, but holy crap, scared me a little bit. I'm guilty of all those passwords. But women, we can sniff out BS, and we need to help each other. Form that huddle. Throw down that ladder. 3 things I'm going to leave you with of what I think you can do to help others. Number 1, be an ambassador of other people's awesomeness. I could drop the mic and leave the room right now. That was my favorite quote. Ambassador of everybody's awesomeness? How cool. But you got to be vocal. You got to scout them out. You got to be an advocate. You got to be visible. You've got to help. The women's staffers at the Obama administration way back in the day realized this was happening. Women's voices weren't being heard at the table. How many women are at a seat at the table, your virtual table's fine, that you say a comment, 5 minutes later a male says it, and it was a brilliant idea he just came up with. They're like, look what Johnny just did. And I'm like, what the? I just said that 5 minutes ago. What they did was amplification strategy. Amplify women's voices. If you're in a meeting and a woman has an idea, restate it, and then credit her. Wow, Julie, that was a great idea. I love what you said. And it sounds like Johnny agreed with you. No one needs to know you're being sneaky. Amplification. Amplify her voice, amplifies all our voices, right? Ambassador of everyone's awesomeness. Love it. Be an eliminator. Help, not with, well, you could get a cape, I guess. That kind of sounds like you could be a superhero. Eliminator. Be an eliminator of the ladder. It's going to take some time still to throw that ladder down, but you have to be diligent about it. You have to think about what you can do. If you're in a meeting or in the front line, in a hospital, whatever profession you're in, look around. If it's not the diversity that it needs to be, ask why and figure out how to challenge that. So be an eliminator. And the last one is inspire. Inspire others with your story. We all have a journey, we all have a story, and it will inspire others. I will give you my story. I didn't go to college right out of high school. I thought I was going to make some money and have some fun. That quickly came to a halt about age 23, when all my friends graduated college and were making a lot more money than I did. So I said, I guess I better go get some degrees here. While working full-time, I did both my degrees back-to-back, bachelor's and master's. But when I started at Chevron 25 years ago, don't do the math, people. 25 years ago, I started at the bottom. I mean, the bottom of the HR ladder at Chevron. Just got my 2 degrees, but was, with my grit and aggressiveness, was trying to move up that ladder, right? First 10 years of my career, I told nobody about that journey. Why? I was ashamed. That voice in your head. Well, I'm not as good as everybody else. I didn't go to college right out of high school. I started at the bottom, but then I had a very well-informed mentor and she said, basically, I think she slapped me in the head. And she said, what are you doing? Why aren't you proud of that? You are inspiring others and you have achieved a lot. And I said, you're right. Cheetah. So I started telling my story, and she was right. Many women tell me that I inspire them now for that story, and they don't feel ashamed of being where they're at in their career either. So let's remember, throw down the ladder. Ambassador of someone else's awesomeness. Be an eliminator. Inspire others, right? So I can't leave here today without making you do something. I have an ask. On your table are these very cute little cards with my smiling face on them. Look around. There is a pink, and it's pink because, well, heck, I'm the speaker and I like pink. On these cards, pull one out for each person at the table. On the front, should be, on one side, there's self-commitment. I want you to think of that one word that describes you and what's getting in the way. What is your barrier of achieving what you want to do? but flip that word to the positive. What do you need to do differently to help yourself? Then, on the back of the card, it says commitment to others. Think about, what is your superpower? How can you help others? Write that word down. I want you each and every day to look at that card. Remind yourself what you need to do differently, and that you are a cheetah. And remind yourself, no matter where you're at, you should be helping others. And what is your superpower to do that? So keep these with you and be mindful of it. Remember, know your worth, be brave, define your success, right? Be authentically inclusive. You've got this. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you again next Thursday at 6 p.m. For more information about the Chamber and our podcast, please visit us at ghwcc.org.